Welcome back to Classic Firearms. This is the Taurus GX4XL with a little bit longer of a slide, but still remaining that compact carry grip. Makes this a good consideration for those who are looking for a more value-centric carry pistol. So with that being said, let's take one of the two 10+1 mags and dive right in. Starting up top, you do have a front sight post with one white dot with blacked out rear. So overall, sights are good. That means that you can get on target pretty quickly and accurately, especially with the lesser distractions and only one white dot on the front and being blacked out on the back, of course. Now, the slide in here is going to be 3.7 inches long, so it still remained in that kind of compact or subcompact carry size, but putting a little bit more of that weight kind of out front. You get a little bit longer of a sight radius than some of the smaller slide or barrel compact carry pistols. So overall, that's a nice thing. You're going to be more accurate and maybe a little bit less on the recoiling side. But what you do also retain is that small grip. Now, the grip does have a nice, moderately aggressively textured kind of feeling to it on all four sides. The same texture on all four sides, as you can kind of see right there. And then that same grip texturing is also going to be right where your finger and your thumb go. Again, if you've watched any previous videos with pistols that have these, it's nice for muscle memory. So if you don't quite have that muscle memory down, maybe you're a new shooter, or if you just don't want to think about it, you want to feel it without having to look at where your fingers are placed, the texturing is nice to help you find it. Not to mention, it also adds, for more experienced shooters, extra grip. So you can pinch on with your left thumb a little bit far down, and you can actually push down because there is a slight, when I say slight, I mean very, very slight. There's a slight little bit of material here kind of protruding out from the side of the slide, meaning you can push down as you're putting rounds down range to help with that recoil mitigation just a bit. Down to the trigger guard, you do kind of have a square-ish shape with a little bit of a curve on the back to help you get your finger up on that pistol a little bit more, which is kind of nice right in here. So now we're going to move on down to that trigger. Now, before we actually put any guns on video, we always check for safety. I'm showing you clear there. And there are some extra accessories that come in the box with this one we'll get to in just a second, but let's talk about that trigger. So the trigger itself has a trigger safety in it. So that first initial pull, you're just pulling that safety back, and then you can see that it has a little bit of movement. I'm hitting a very clear wall there, and then bang. So that actually is pretty good. That's a very good trigger. You reset, there's a little bit of movement, very light on the reset, but with a very nice wall and break. Very consistent feeling. So overall, for the more value-centric pistols, this is going to be nice for a trigger, especially on a concealed carry pistol. You can stage it really well, get on target, bang. Stage, bang. Very good. Now, you do get two 10+1 magazines. As I had mentioned before, there's a second one that does come in the box. You're also going to get an adjustable back strap. So if you don't like the way this one fits in your hand, you can try the other one, see if that helps a little bit. And you get a tool, well, the keychain, but also a tool, more like a pry tool, almost like a flathead. So for, if you need to pry, pull, or kind of change anything out, which is quite nice. They do include that. And it has the Taurus logo and the Taurus GX4 on the little keychain adapter piece as well. So overall, neat. Not to mention, you're also going to get a hard shell case that does actually lock. So you can put locks on either side. So if you don't have a great place that you're going to store these, or if you just want to keep it in the original box or case, you can do that very nicely here with the Taurus GX4. So before we get to the review portion, let's talk about the slide release. So you have a slide release right up here. It is reminiscent of what I would call like a Glock style slide release, very thin, but it is meant to be thin because it is a compact carry pistol. You don't want it protruding out too far. But it's easy to actuate right out of the box, which feels great. That's something I can't say for every pistol. They're not always easy to actuate right out of the box with one hand. The safety is kind of triangular here, so let me give you a good view of that. And it's very, what I would say, commonsensical to actually, well, manipulate. It doesn't stick out far. Actually, it doesn't stick out at all beyond the side of the pistol, so you're not going to pull and accidentally drop a mag, by mistake. And when you're intentionally trying to get it, it is in a nice location, so everything's right there, easy to manipulate. For a compact pistol, those are things that you don't want to miss out on. Overall, with my hand being able to be all the way down on the grip, I can interchange those mags without the worry of pinching myself too bad, the Taurus GX4XL is doing some really good things here. So with that being said, in review, in case you missed something, you have a 3.7-inch barrel with blacked out rear sights, a nice grip texture on all four sides, a very good trigger considering this is a compact carry kind of pistol. You get 2 mags inside the box, an overall length of 6.43 inches long, and an overall height of 4.40 inches tall, with a width being 1.08, being on the smaller side of pistols, and overall weight coming in at 20 ounces. Of course, that's unloaded. With all those features combined, you have a very good compact pistol. It's punching above the price that you're gonna pay for it. So with that being said, if you have any experiences with the Taurus GX4XL specifically, please leave a review down below. We would love to see your comments. That is all I have for you today. God bless, stay safe. It is time to end. Now, I want to go shoot this thing. Forgot the case.